Court is calling 2022 CR 4999, State of Texas versus Alejandro Garcia. Could I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state,
Catherine Pollard for the state.
for the
Nathan Slimane
defense?
For Mr. Garcia.
And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I understand that I signed it, Your Honor.
All right, what the state is charging you with in the indictment is assault family second offense. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
I understand.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your
The
Honor.
plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I understand it, reviewed it, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 7 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
I understand, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is.
State?
Yes,
Next,
Judge.
I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 7 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, no contact with Maria Garcia, the BIPP course, and regular UAs. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Fully understand, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence.
Yes, Judge, the state would offer what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1.
Okay.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer. Oh, you didn't apply for deferred adjudication. All right, the court is finding you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We'd like to proceed with sentencing today, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, other than respectfully would request that the court probation, I think would be appropriate.
All right, Mr. Garcia, how old are you?
I'm 29, ma'am.
All right, why are you telling someone to hit their grandparent?
No, ma'am.
No, I'm reading in the police report and what it says, while on patrol, I was dispatched to the above location for an assault in progress. Upon arrival, I contacted the victim. The victim only speaks Spanish. Officer Villafranco translated. Victim stated that police had been at the location earlier due to a mental health disturbance caused by you. You left the location, then came back to the location after you saw that the police had left. The victim stated that you told a witness to make sure she hits the victim. Victim stated she was upset that you would tell the witness to hit her grandparent and told you to not tell the witness to hit her grandparent. Victim stated that you then became enraged and punched the victim on the right side of her face with a closed fist. Victim stated that you then fled the location when you noticed that the witness was calling the police and the victim had swelling underneath her eye. So why are you doing this nonsense? And it's violent. Why are you doing this?
I'll let Mr. Garcia, of course, answer for himself, but I believe in the context of my review of all the discovery, this was telling his children to stand up for themselves, I think I even remember the victim in this case stating that she had struck Mr. Garcia first. But this was within the context of telling his children that they need to stand up for themselves and protect themselves.
So here's the thing, why the grandchildren with the grandparent? Why are they not with you? Or with their mom?
Of course.
Hmm?
I mean, just the self-defense.
No, that's not my question. My question is, do you have children?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so in this police report, these are your children?
Yes, ma'am.
Why are your children not living with you or living with their mother?
The mother just got released from from prison.
Okay, and why they're not with you?
We all live together in one home.
How old are you?
I'm 29 now.
Why are you living with your parents?
Because I'm bettering myself with the Texas Workforce Solutions program.
No. Here's the thing. You are an adult. You're a grown man. At what point must your parents stop supporting you financially?
So,
And see, here's the thing. When you live at home with your parents and they're providing a roof over your head, you don't get to make decisions because that's not your house. You're not providing financial support of your children because they're living with your parents. You're not providing shelter for children because they're living with your parents. Too often, people want to be fruitful and multiply, but they don't want to take care of what they produce. You understand? So you have no right to tell any child to be hitting a grandparent. If you don't like the rules at the house, you know what you do? You leave, you get your own place. And I'm not going to allow you to move back to that place. You understand?
okay, no.
So was Child Protective Services involved with you at all as it relates to your children?
No, ma'am. And the priors, but I completed all my courses and certificates.
There's a reason your children are staying with the grandparents and not you. So why was Child Protective Services involved in your life?
Back it was from back when we were younger. We were both the mom and I, we both got incarcerated, so
For what?
for drugs, so therefore
See, you're using drugs, you're having children. I don't know if your children were born positive with drugs, but usually that's how CPS gets involved because a child is born positive, right? Was that the case with you?
no.
All right. So you're not being an adult to your children, and that's going to change. I'm not allowing you to live with your mother. You get your own place.
No.
So where are you going to be living once you're released from custody?
I'm going to my brother's.
Does your brother want you there?
No.
Have you asked him if you could stay there?
I spoke to him.
I have met Mr. Garcia's brother and spoken with him, and he is supportive of me.
All right. Then, as previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 7 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 7 years. There's a $1,500 fine. Probated. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Maria Garcia. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There is 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. Parenting classes with compadre y compadre. The remaining of those hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. The BIPP course. There's to be random UAs. Well, let's do the UA hotline. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And we'll do a TAP evaluation. And if the TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment and sober meeting.
And Your Honor, just for clear, Mr. Garcia by trade is a barber.
Mhm.
I believe he has employment already waiting for him on his release. With regard to no employment involving minors, that might potentially take him away from his trade.
Well, when I say no employment involving minors, I mean, of course, if you have a business that's not a daycare and children are coming in because he's doing a haircut, that's fine.
I assume that that was the intent of the court. I just wanted to clarify in case there's any questions from probation or Ms. Garcia.
All right. And probation, is there anything else he needs?
Is it okay for regular virtual or in-person reporting?
Yes. And is there anything else you need from the court, Mr. Garcia?
Their probation will explain.
All right, anything else you need? All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. I don't know anything about your relationship with your mother. I don't know if she's like Sybil from the movie. I don't know if she's the best parent ever, but what I do know is you only get one mom. And by your age, your mom has more of her life behind her than in front of her. You should be trying to make her life as easy as possible because she's raising your children, not you. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Court is calling 2022 CR 4999, State of Texas versus Alejandro Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Suzanne
Defense,
Kramer for Mr. Garcia.
are you Mr. Garcia? Showing you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Alejandro Garcia who's placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 4999 for the offense of assault, family second offense on September 26, 2022 for a term of 7 years? Is that you?
Correct.
State, is that you? State?
Your Honor, state's proceeding on violation of condition number 25, and that honor about the third day of October 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Alejandro Garcia, did then and there directly contact the victim without the courts and or the supervision officer authorization in violation of condition number 25.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 25, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 7 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 25? All right, is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. The agreement would be to deny the motion to revoke, and the state would seek to amend conditions of defendant's probation to include Bexar County ISF 2.
That's
All right.
the agreement, Judge.
Well, why would I not? And by the way, I'm finding violation of condition number 525 true based upon your plea of true. Why shouldn't I revoke him? Because you violated my order by having contact. Well, I don't know if your attorney wants you to speak to me.
Let's. May we have a second, Judge?
Sure.
Okay.
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You can lower your hand, state your name for the record. Why are you not following the court's orders?
I had called the SATB, who had called the police to, I go pick up my wallet and my ID, Texas ID, so I can go get my job. And from there, they arrested me, brought me to the South Tower booking, and when I spoke to the judge, let them know what it was. So that was going on, they rejected my case and let me go. That's why.
Well, she's asking you why, and I thought that's what you just explained to me. Why did you have contact her at all?
Well, I apologize.
Yeah, so I told you not to have contact with her and you did. So my question is, why are you having contact with her?
Not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure? I told you you're not supposed to have contact with her and you did.
Apologize, Honor.
Well, no, I mean, it's like you're not following through on your conditions of probation. So the question is, why shouldn't I just send you to prison? Because obviously you can't follow instructions.
Safety of my life and continue to walk with others.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to prison. Even people who are charged with murder, they're like, look, I would love if I can get on with my life. Can you just let me go? I promise I won't do this anymore. You were given probation, and one of your conditions was you were not to contact the complainant, and you are. So obviously you can't follow the conditions that the court has given to you. So the fact that you want to be a barber or you have other dreams that don't include you going to prison, that's not my question. My question is, why didn't you follow the court's rules? Or to make it easier, why shouldn't I send you to prison when you didn't follow my rules?
I apologize.
No, I mean, why are you not following my rules? I tell you, you cannot contact this person and you don't follow my rules and you contact the person. So why shouldn't I send you to prison?
so I get the opportunity to live my life, continue doing good.
No, I gave you the opportunity. She doesn't want to speak to you anymore. She doesn't love you anymore. Or maybe she does still love you, but you're being violent towards her. So that's why we're here and you can't have contact with her. I don't understand what you don't understand about that.
So, I understand. I apologize. You understand.
Probation?
Your Honor,
Like, why shouldn't he go to prison?
Was cognitive thinking one of his conditions ever? Because I have had some issues, certainly he's competent, but some issues with the retaining of information that I give him.
I mean, he knows he's not supposed to have, I mean, he can't retain information that he's not supposed to have contact with somebody.
Your Honor, so Mr. Garcia reported to initial intake and since then has not reported.
Okay. I'm not continuing him on probation.
And Judge, I did talk to Mr. Garcia about that being a possibility. And so I told him then that should you decide that you want to revoke him, if you would consider reforming the underlying sentence below a term of 7 years.
All right. The court is going to grant the motion. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Maria Garcia. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. And I'll sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right. You do have a limited right to appeal, and that appeal as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on probation. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. Follow rules, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
I'm anywhere.